Now I am staying in a retirement home in Coimbatore. There I started talking about this meditation program, and then slowly I started telling them about meditation and started with small sessions. But then I could motivate them to join this 40-day program, and about 7 or 8 of them, they have regularly attended this program. Every day they have been attending, and they are feeling very good about it. Totally, I am now involved in this activity along with them. Though it's a small community, but then there's a beautiful nature. So we go for a walk in the forest, we talk, and we do talk to the trees, talk to the nature, experience the peacocks around and the deer sometimes in the morning. So it is a wonderful feeling with every one of us. We are sharing with each other, and everyone is enjoying a lot.
Happy morning and happy evening, friends and masters. So, welcome to day 36 of the Middle Path program. And I'm Jayashree, and I'll be the program host for this week. And a warm welcome to you all. So, yesterday we had a wonderful session from Ratnavel sir regarding heal your relations, heal your relationships, right? So how we can, and Chandra sir always emphasizes on how we look at others without having any judgment and without having any complaints. And yes, it works, and we feel that oneness inside, with everyone, with every being around. So today again, we have a very insightful session. My favorite topic about purpose of life from Master Chandra. So over to you, Chandra sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayashree madam. We want to hear a little bit more about your meditation journey.
Yes, sir. So actually, yes, I had shared about my experience on last Saturday, I think. But yes,
That's right.
yeah.
You were there, you and was were there. Okay.
Yes.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. I have to go back and listen to that session that Ratnavel did yesterday then, when he talked about it. That's what happens when you speak from your experience. There's only one thing in this body. There's only one thing as energy. As energy, we look to explore, we look to merge with the whole oneness. To experience that oneness feeling. As body, we look to understand what is a purpose and align to a purpose. In the field of energy, when you understand that we are the whole, we look to experience that wholeness experience. In the field of matter, we are this body, and so we are here for something, and that something is purpose. just the way every little thing that is material out here has a purpose, that we understand it. If we can figure out what is that purpose at any given moment that I am supposed to do, if we can align to it, no illness, no loss, no breakage of relationship, and no anything can impact our own internal happiness. They become non-issues. Everyone has a purpose. If small things to little things that we create have a purpose, like we know how this whole chain of the animals and then the insects, then all of them have a purpose from one to the other. In maintaining the order, in maintaining the greenery, in making sure that the rains come, everything has a purpose, a role to play. We do have a purpose. We can't be just a being of superiority and say we'll randomly exist doing random things. We do have a purpose. We can appreciate that aspect, and then the moment we align up to say, why am I existing here? Should my life be just randomly there like everybody else? Or uniformly there like everybody else too? Get educated, get a job or a business, make some wealth creation, material wealth creation, and have kids, have them settled, and then life is over. Is it the standard playbook that I too have, or is there something in that thing that I'm doing as life? Is there something meaningful that I feel at every moment when I look back into my life and say, there are many, many events, but these are things that really make my life. These are things that really I feel like remembering, that made sense. They gave me a deep sense of happiness that I have done something like this. Every time, dear friends, we have such moments that we feel connected to, we have lived our purpose then. Viktor Frankl is a Western philosophist and psychologist. He had a purpose of simply wanting to spend meaningful time with his young wife that he got married to when he was pushed into German Nazi camps. The young doctor, psychologist, just beginning to do his practice, just then got married. And then he was pulled away and then pushed into the German Nazi camps then during the World War II. And anyone who goes into a Nazi camp is difficult to come out of it, because they go into a camp only to perish. The concept then was that the weaker dies. So anyone who is not strong physically or mentally would have to automatically perish. And then each one were put to so much of torture, it's impossible for anyone to survive in those camps. Yet, he came out of that camp after a few years. Something was driving him to continue, no matter how difficult the situations were. They were worse than somebody going through a cancer problem, somebody going through a serious broken back problem, or had lost everything of life. They're worse because mentally so much was torturing was happening, physically so much abuse was happening, and still he was able to withstand all of it and then come out because there's only one thing that every day he took shower, he was remembering why he would still want to come out of this camp. Even though the people around him were constantly going to every day we wake up, you don't know who is not going to be there. But he came out, and then he would write in his book, "The Search for Meaningful Life," a man's search for a meaningful life, I think. Only reason, and he always had that hope that he would go back and spend the time that he wanted to really spend with his wife that he really loved. There was a purpose for him. Just for that, he was able to pull out. If we have something, dear friends, and if we have something to look for, then we're going to be up every day. We're going to go beyond that problem that we have in our body that's not helping us to let go and go forward. We're going to go beyond all the problems. Our spiritual practice must help us to determine what is my purpose. Or any practice, whatever that we do, if they help us to determine our purpose and align towards it, and the characteristic is that we are waking up from bed every day looking for it. Then we'll have a great life. We'll have everything coming together, aligning. Because when we align to a purpose, we determine a purpose, align to it, then we have all the forces coming to help us because we'll be so much interested, passionate about it, that we won't have second thoughts, doubts about things and doing. And so then everything comes together, supporting us in moving forward and fulfilling that purpose. We'll understand this concept of purpose and how meditation is helping after a meditation session today. Relax yourself, dear friends. Practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to stay in an empty state of mind. From the thousands of restless thoughts in the mind, you want to move into an empty state as much as possible and be there. You do this by simply observing your breath with our eyes closed. Sit down, relaxed as you see in the picture on the floor or in a sofa or a chair, feet crossed at ankle, fingers into fingers, hands rested comfortably in your lap. Close your eyes, remove your spectacles, and observe your normal, natural breath, anywhere on the nose as a reference point. So you want to be very, very relaxed in the posture. Take back support if necessary. Spine need not be erect. And your eyes closed, observe your breath, the natural breath. When you observe the breath slowly, thoughts come down, mind is becoming empty. And the mind is becoming empty, you may experience sense of calmness, total emptiness, blackness all around. Witness it, observe it. As you continue to observe and be in that state, you may experience some kind of sensation, movements, energy, visions, any of those may happen automatically. Observe them. At any given time, you have thought. Bring your attention back to the breath and start the process again. And again, observe the breath, and again, slowly, you'll find yourself into the empty states of mind. This is called breath mindfulness meditation. We're going to spend maximum time in this process today. Before that, for 5 minutes, we're doing a process called heart elevation. Just follow my guidance for that, dear friends. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. relax your body. Scan your body from head to toe. Friends, at this time, let's express gratitude to all things and everybody. Gratitude to your parents, teachers, your mentors, family, friends, colleagues, to the grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments, to yourself, and to intelligent universe. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body. Let your autonomous nervous system repair your body as you relax.
I am beautiful, I am powerful, and I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful, I am powerful, I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful, I am.
Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoy the session. Anyone would like to share how your experience today is?
Yes, Rishika, can you please unmute yourself?
Give me a second. See, I have some Zoom glitch and my video is all blue, but I hope this works. So, my experience today is like my experience every day, learning and meditating and experiencing something wonderful every day. कभी-कभी दिन बहुत रोमांचक हो जाते हैं जब बहुत सारा विजडम मिलता है और बहुत खुशी होती है, खुशी एकदम पीक पे चली जाती है। लेकिन कभी-कभी मन एकदम शांत हो जाता है। तब मन एकदम शांत हो जाता है, तब मैं मेरी जो सारी दिक्कतें चलती हैं, जैसे मेरे हाथ बहुत काँपते हैं, वो सब अपने आप ठीक हो जाता है। मैं बस इतना ही सबसे कहना चाहूँगी कि भगवान के घर में देर है बट अंधेर नहीं है। मतलब दैट्स ऑल।
Thank you, Rishika madam. Some profound words there.
Thank you, Chandra sir. How can I express what a wonderful job you have done? And I always wonder, एक चीज मुझे आपसे बड़ा मन था पूछने का कि सर आपका टर्निंग पॉइंट क्या था?
There are only gradual points. There are no turning points.
That is
Everything is happening. Of course, there are many events every now and then that shift you to do something next level, next level. Some may need a turning point, some are just going. Both are fine. Your turning point has already happened. I don't know if you know or not.
I know, sir. I have realized I am not going back to that darkness ever again now.
My turning point was when I started practicing meditation seriously. There is one thing that I remember, and say life before and life after, that's what comes. Thereafter, life is always changing. So for everyone, the turning point is when they actually took to meditation and seriously started practicing it. Some may know now, some will know for sure soon. Thank you, Rishika.
Thank you, Chandra sir, and everyone.
Thank you. I said we'll speak soon. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. I'll really be.
Okay. Yes, Ritupurna ji.
Namaskar, Chandraji. And I have no words to express my gratitude and thanks to you all, the great masters and great teachers. Today, my experience has always varied. Today, I saw the light coming from a dark tunnel. I mean, all my questions being, I have a problem with prioritizing my activities. So today, gradually, not today, I'll say, gradually they are being streamlined. I have learned to take one thing at a time, not at a time also. Importance, significance, what to attach, how much significance to attach to which activity. And today I saw from then onwards where to go. Like it has been always my dream here in the Northeast, we don't have any center as in Pyramid Valley or Lonavala or anything like that. SVASA, on the terms of SVASA. So I had always wanted to initiate the project, but I have got stuck somewhere. So today I had a roadmap just in front of me, how to go about it, where is the roadblock, and how to get over it. So I'll be working on that after some time. And I'm really, really feeling so sad that it is coming, this program is coming to an end. That was my experience. And I would like to know from you, from your perspective, why is that sometimes we can relax and when we relax properly, totally, the answers just drop down. The queries get answered. But at times, it's difficult to relax. Even though activities are same, even though you are doing it the right way. Yes, sir.
First of all, congratulations. You brought a very important point, saying that I'm able to see what I need to do, how to go forward. It's part of our lesson today, the talk today. Second is more practice is required for us to be able to relax at will, at ease. There's lifetimes of activity that are there. And so now we are slowly removing all of that. The more practice will help us to relax for longer, more frequently. And so then slowly, you are always in that state. So you always are flowing and you have solutions for you. Okay. So let me take the time to talk about this important topic today, purpose. Purpose, we've said this, that this body is the most intelligent system. If that ever, anything I ever think of, then that's the most intelligent system is this body, human body. Not what we've invented, not what we discovered. After so much of research, what we know about the body is so little. Yet it's great, but we know so little. We don't know how all of the cells, the trillions of cells, come together so coherently, work together coherently. What drives them to be that coherent? How can they be automatically find that coherence? I mean, we see it in nature. You can have sometimes hundreds of thousands of ants there, but they're very, very, very disciplined, coherently, just automatically stay. They automatically are in a single line. They're doing, there's no chaos there. When you see ants, there's generally you don't see chaos there. You know, they all are there. Hundreds of thousands of them together, they are there. They exist together. The same coherency our body exhibits, no or not no. So this intelligent system cannot be a random existence. It's got to be something of why it exists. If little thing to big things are able to do something meaningful, and we say we do have come here to do something meaningful, I mean, we just have to rationally apply it, a little bit of our conscious thinking to that and say, yes, there's got to be something. And that's something we are calling, dear friends, is purpose, that we are here in a spiritual science perspective. Tomorrow, I mean, day after tomorrow, we're going to have this session on 6 spiritual science laws. But the spiritual science perspective, we're all here for a purpose. For everything that is created has a purpose. So are we. So do we have a purpose? Everyone come with a plan and a design to experience a set of things, learn from it, experience it, and then move on to do the next experience, next experience, next experience. Ultimately, life is a set of experiences. For some, it is in the body. They take care of the body. They're doing a lot of things around body-related experiences. They love to eat, they love to sleep, they love to take care of the body. Lifetime spent in it. Some then the body experience are boring, and then they start looking at mind experiences. There are a whole series of them, earning money, wearing beautiful clothes, jewelry, partying, celebration, power, multiple degrees of education. They all are mind related. So just try to experience something different. And then as we complete a whole set of mind related experiences, then we go into stimulating our intellect. Talk about intellect experience or Vijnanamaya Kosha experience. We have 5 bodies, so we're experiencing all bodies, always. The intellect experiences are how long I'll go on enjoying for myself, how long I'll earn that money, how long I put the jewelry on, how long I try to go on finding new beautiful dresses and this and that. There's got to be something else I can do. This is no longer giving happiness and joy. Everything ultimately is a feeling that satisfaction, contentment. So then we move from intellect to go into the intellect experience where I feel first time that, okay, I need to, me helping others gives me joy and happiness. But in life somewhere, that time comes. And then for some that may not come at all, it is okay, because these are happening all lifetimes. That I feel that I must do something now to somebody. Let me help somebody. Maybe a lot of my friends around here are struggling for a job, so let me train them. That's the skill I have. Let me train them. Let me help them. Let me teach English to these people, so maybe they will be useful to them. So we come into the service. Let me give peace of mind to these people, so let me just build a temple, so maybe they'll give peace of mind to people. So I'll build a temple and then manage the temple. There is so much of challenges, big challenges are happening to the whole villages. So maybe let me join a Rotary Club, a Lions Club, and then view that service there. Yes, I'm happy with myself, but I'm finding happiness in helping others. So that's the intellect experience where we are fulfilling We are experiencing life differently, which seems to give us more joy, more happiness. Let me serve people. I take that political role, truly, honestly. For a time, I'm in the political role only to enjoy power. That's mind-related experience, not at the service yet. But then beyond a point, then I go and say, how long am I going to go on grabbing the power? Let me actually be of some service to somebody, and then you do the service. So that is an intellect experience where you recognize that my joy is there in taking care of somebody else and everything else around. Now, few years later, a few lifetimes later, I'm using the word lifetime for the first time here in 6th week. Then we start figuring it out and saying, this is not happy anymore. We're not finding happiness anymore. Yes, money is there, we're giving. Time is there, we're giving. Wisdom is there, we're giving. Still something is missing. Not happy still. Something is missing. It seems like become routine. Okay, write one more check. Okay, there's one more project of education, one more of this, one more of that. It will become routine. Just giving, going and coming. But something deep is missing. That's when we come to dear friends. Knowing you in love, we ask the questions, who am I? What am I here for? What's my purpose? Where am I going from here? Those deeper questions will lead us towards this inner journey. Everybody who comes into meditation is already asking those questions, knowingly or unknowingly. That's why we're all here. Congratulations. Our experiences vary from time to time, driven through our feelings. And at every given time, when we are experiencing something driven through a feeling, then we are living our purpose then. At any given time, when we feel agitated, disturbed inside and say, where is my life going? What am I doing? Why am I doing? Then we are ready to go to the next shift in our life, the next purpose, the next set of things that we do experience that gives us the joy and happiness. Purpose is simply finding those things, those sort of activities, those sort of things that are giving us joy and deep happiness, satisfaction. In my childhood, I wanted to do public service, like many. So I dreamt of public service, means the only thing that in India that you are by default, when you're young, is talked about is collector, IAS. So I also thought about becoming an IAS officer. Public service perhaps was there. I did not know that dearly that it was public service, but instead I oscillated towards, like some people say, I wanted to become a pilot and an engineer and this, but I wanted to go into the public service. I thought I will do IAS. But somewhere, as I was growing up and things happen effortlessly in our life, somewhere along the way, my engineering twisted and turned. And then I went into BITS Pilani to the computer science. I loved it. I loved developing technology. I loved learning. Then I recognized while public service was there, until then my goal was there, intention was there that I should go to public service. But the moment I came into this technology, I always used to love mathematics for whatever reason. And so the computer science was beautiful. So then I decided that I pursue my career in that, because I was just enjoying and I would lose my time. And I remember some of our college students together, some of our friends, we started an assignment and a project, we wouldn't leave it. Before even realize, we write 3,000 lines of code and call it computer code. Then is a lot of time, a lot of lines. So you go into that timelessness, spacelessness, you forget yourself. That means you are perfectly, they started enjoying my computer, so they decided to pursue my career. And then, every time I did something, I felt so good about it. Did not know I was aligned to my purpose. No big deal. We all are most of the time aligned. Life is designed that way. But sometimes we are not. Many times when we are too much going away from our heart feelings, instead we are just listening to everything else around, then we are definitely deviating from what we should be doing. Many times we're coming back to home, dragging ourselves to home, saying, oh, figure out, I really need to go home to rest and I just have to be there. And if we have these feelings, so most certainly we are out of a purpose. We're just doing a job. We're not talking about purpose means work. Purpose is just doing a set of activities that give us that deep sense of happiness and joy at any given moment. So I was happy doing things in technology, many things. And then somewhere along, I got to learn meditation. I just got pulled into meditation. That's when my public service activity started. As soon as I came into meditation, it is a no-brainer for me within no time to figure out that I must spread this meditation. For some reason, I just felt strongly connected that I must spread this meditation. And so within 6 months after seriously understanding myself, that I came to meditation service. The public service element that was there from the childhood I started fulfilling it in helping and then doing things at Pyramid Valley International. While my interest towards technology development is there, but it is no longer the same depth and level that I was having before. This is 10 years after my career. I started my career, roughly 10, 12 years after. That's also the time where, as I started doing this meditation service, I started enjoying it. I started finding deeper connection. I was looking for time to go to Pyramid Valley a lot more, or equally as I was looking to go to my office too. Both are happening. You know it. You can, if you contemplate back, you also can find those moments of, where when you're spending time, you're very, very happy. This wisdom of meditation sort of helped me and made my decision, commitment that I'm not going to leave this ever. And then so I made a commitment that I'm going to be walking the path with Patriji. Somewhere right in the beginning, I made the commitment because I just saw that impeccable, selfless service in Patriji. That great freedom with which he is operating, is able to figure out a way to help others around him also to operate. So we make some decisions like that. I made the decision that I must not leave him and then be in the practice of meditation, continue the service. So that continued. I'm narrating a story of how my purpose changed from time to time. That continued where I was doing a lot of organizational activities. I was finding a lot of happiness, conducting meetings, doing this, doing that. But few years later, that was no longer interesting. The same work I was enjoying is no longer interesting. That's the time I started teaching. That's also the time, parallelly at my work, I decided that I need to go to a full-time management role. I started teaching. There's also a time I decided that technology is one thing. I've been the same technology I'm enjoying so deeply was no longer that I was happy about. Instead, I started more oscillating towards talking to people, leading teams. That call is there, that calling is there. And so then I was able to naturally find a newer role into the management and the organization. I started teaching. Teaching became a lot more joyful and funful than to go back and then do some organizing and activity. I had to do some teaching. Even once, if I did once a week, if I did one session of meditation, that is sufficient for me to feel joyful about. And so as I was doing that, my service work where I was doing a lot of organizational activity at Pyramid Valley reduced a bit, but then I started talking about meditation to people in my meetings at workplace, to CXOs when I used to call on them at the end of the meetings was a lot more joyful. I was introducing meditation. What we were interested in before, that we were enjoying before, no longer is interesting to us. That means we're ready to shift to something else next. That's the time when I was teaching, my intention strongly, when I was introducing meditation, then it became a strong desire that I must make my company successful in the industry's worlds, that with the backdrop of that success, that I would be able to be more credibly take this meditation to leadership. Somewhere that ideas came, the seeding came, that into the leadership, into the organizations, into the government, this must go. And then my way of doing was to have some credibility of utilizing the strength of meditation, that meditation gives you success, to demonstrate that you can be successful in your business, in your growth. And so then that became a priority. Suddenly, that became a priority. That I was finding great joy in seeing my company grow. Well, I was doing active service before parallelly, but I reduced my time towards service. Instead, I increased my time towards helping my company grow for a few years. And then have this acquired became my most important priority during those 3-4 years of time. Most important. Again, finding alignment to what you feel is right for you. I was there in the company for, by then, already 8 years, but then that I must give full amount of attention, full energy, and then make it fully successful was not there. The thrust was not there as much I had the last 4 years that I spent at my company. And so having that intention and then aligning, putting our energy towards it, and then finding deep joy, and then traveling left, right, center. Tremendous travel happened in these 4 years for me. I would go into the United States, they camp for 3 weeks, come back for a week, 2 weeks, again, camp again into various countries. Travel and then meetings, and still I was able to enjoy the time joyfully, something totally different I was doing than before what I was doing. The same job, then I moved into IBM. The moment I had my acquisition, I thought I will resign and then go full-time service, because that was how my thought was, that as soon as my company is successful, credibility stays there, then I can go and talk about meditation, because this is what helped me to grow successfully. And so I thought I will do that. I will resign and then come out and then do full-time meditation service, because just been longing to do it. But it turned out that our purpose, when we listen to our inner voice, it turned out that I needed to stay and I needed to be in IBM for some time before I came out to do full-time what I'm doing, because I was listening to my inner voice. Again, time to time, things change. The voice was telling me, don't leave yet, go and spend time with IBM. Do what you wanted to do outside in that company, if you can. I was free to actually resign and then come out, but then based on this inner voice, I went and then stayed with IBM for 3 years, doing a lot of meditation work that we're doing with Lawrence Guardiani. When you have the right alignment, you have the right people coming around with you. So we did a lot of work in this company in introducing meditation and spreading meditation. What I thought I would do full-time service as soon as the company got acquired. But instead, when I started, the moment just about when the acquisition happening, a lot of information came. With your meditation regularly, the information comes. And so then I was able to figure out that it's not the right time for me to go out, instead stay. And I stayed on. I was so happy for I've stayed on there. Because I learned many aspects, many scientific aspects, the way to teach meditation. All of that, by the way, came to me around that time. Just a couple of years before that is when I got to know about this quantum physics, epigenetics, and all of that science. As I was prepared, when we are aligning to a purpose, we are prepared with the right knowledge and information so that we are ready to take on. So I was prepared with a scientific understanding. When acquisition happened, I thought I'll just come out and then do meditation service, but then that's not the case. Instead, I was guided to be with IBM, continue to do the meditation service, but it became a scientific meditation talk since then on. 3 years later, whatever I was doing right there, no longer was I was enjoying. Just exactly 2.5 years later, we get to know about it again. We listen to a voice time to time. I was no longer enjoying the same very thing. Organizing sessions was not enjoying anymore out there. I recognize it's time to move, to do what is the calling for me has always been there, to do full-time meditation service that Patriji that I was quite inspired with. Then it came out, Buddha said Quantum Foundation was an idea, a thought was there for 5 years since then. Then it came out and then did not know exactly how to start this, was waiting for ideas and clues. And then suddenly, before I realized, as the COVID happened, these online sessions have happened. So just did some online sessions, which turned into Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation as a full-time non-profit trust. And here also we continue to change towards, we shift gears, our purpose changes. It was about intensely teaching, learning and teaching. And as we were concluding sometime towards the middle of last year, decided that these conferences, the Project Excellence that we recently launched, must be now time to go and then shift our work, the way we do things. We'll continue to do what we are doing. There is so much of army of volunteers and people like Ratnavel and Rakesh, many are there now to teach, that we must do this differently. And so this global conference of meditation leaders, and many of them we have plans to do. But a purpose from time to time changes. If you tune in to our heart, our purpose is there. And then purpose, and throughout, if I went back and then throughout underlining the common thread is to be passionately do what I like to do. That is of use to somebody. Throughout my career, I never looked at and said, I'm going to make quick money if I do this. But I always said, how can this add value to somebody? I'll make quick money if I do this. That was never my purpose. We can differentiate our ideas. Making quick money, quick thing versus, okay, if I do this, then this seems to help somebody. That is where we are already thinking about a purpose. Talking about a purpose is to apply our talent, our unique skill to the service of somebody. So let me put up a few charts, and then we'll take some time, about 15 minutes. Purpose is there. Inherently, we are here to do set of activities that give us deep satisfaction, that you look back and then look at and say, yes, that is the great time I had. Every time you think back and then say that's a great time, then absolutely you are aligned to your purpose. No regrets means you're aligned to the purpose then, so be happy. Mahatma Gandhiji, we said this about 3 weeks ago. Mahatma Gandhiji said purpose is to know oneself. In doing those experiences, you're knowing more about yourself, who you are. And he said boundless, selfless service is the way to know. And so then he did this boundless, selfless service. Must have been a very, very satisfied man. Dalai Lama ji said, purpose of life is to be happy, which is more easy to understand for many of us. The more we care for the happiness of others, the greater is our happiness. So the purpose is trying to ultimately helping others or being in service of others. These two great masters are talking about. Deepak Chopra went a little ahead and said, your unique talent combined with service to humanity is then you're fulfilling your purpose, your unique talent. My unique talent initially was to have this technology. The technology experience is there. I must utilize it. I was not given a BITS Pilani degree for nothing. At one of the premier institutes of they're doing great amount of work, and so I must utilize that thing that is given to me. The technology experience that they've given to me in my whole lifetime must be utilized. So we do that, a lot of it, as we understood on Saturday when I launched the meditation app. We utilize the technology in service of everybody. Core talent. And you make full use of the law of dharma, Deepak Chopra. My experience of management experience, it's not given for nothing. I was there in management for more than 10 years, 15 years. So that means I have the ability to engage with senior people. So I must use that opportunity, I must use that knowledge that is given to me, the talent in service of others. That's where the Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation is happening, to take meditation to leadership. Because you relate to the problems that everybody has, relate to their life together when you are in management, when you understand the challenges and then you relate. And so then you can easily apply newer solutions. So that's how I'm utilizing that talent, that unique talent that I had in having Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation that combines technology, a scientific understanding that I've always been from the beginning, a science, and then combines management and targets management, leadership. Aspiring leaders, people who want to be there, are those who are already there. All of them we want to address with this, on this vehicle of Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation. That's what Deepak Chopra is saying. Purpose is to align our unique talent. We must go back and then look at, if you've been a bathroom singer for a whole lifetime, but you always felt you sing so beautifully, then you are there. That probably is part of your purpose. But almost always, most people, excelling in an art is definitely going to be part of your purpose. It could be dance, it could be music, it could be art, drawing. Anything that's infinite enjoyment, gives infinite enjoyment, unlimited, boundless enjoyment is part of your purpose. If we take on that and start singing, start dancing, start learning, I'm sure you will be deeply satisfied. Patriji said, purpose is the highest possible enjoyment, entertainment, and enlightenment. Purpose is enjoyment to the body, entertainment to the mind, and enlightenment to your energy, the soul being. That's what these three words are coded. Knowing who we are and experiencing this life beautifully, reading and music and dance and all of them, is the highest possible of entertainment, enjoyment, and experiencing that food, living, celebrating with people. Everything is required in life. Nothing is any lower experience. Everything is required. We have physical body, we have mind, we have energy. So we fulfill our dharma towards all three. We experience life beautifully because we are given this beautiful vehicle. The vegetables are there, so enjoy food is not to be renouncing food. We don't have to renounce. We don't have to renounce because the body is there, the taste buds are there, beautifully created to experience life. So we do it, but moderation. We are sensitive to the body and then we take how much is necessary, but that's all we require. But we experience everything. So then if the purpose is to experience life beautifully, and then so experience in all the three vehicles that we have in our body, mind, and energy. So dear friends, purpose is to apply our unique talent in service of others. It varies from time to time. As I just narrated my story, from time to time, few years later, the same thing that you do no longer is happy, you're not enjoying it. That's the time, dear friends, to start looking at and saying that shift in the job, that shift in the way you do things, the shift in the place maybe, whatever that is, but you look at it. It varies from time to time. What you are experiencing beautifully no longer happy about, that means ready to change. Purpose is different. Of course, we all are different, infinite ways. So different from time to time. No, different for each is what I meant, the third bullet. Purpose is different from each of us. There may be an overarching purpose. Some people recognize it, like Ramana Maharshi, recognize it early on, that he must be an example of this consciousness. And so he said, you are this whole. You don't have, in non-doing, you can be very, very happy. That's his purpose. In non-doing of anything, you can be still happy. And there's something larger than you, what you think you are, the body, and find that then you're happy. But some may know that early on, and then they do their whole lifetime. But many do not necessarily know, need not know, or need not have to. They do not have to know. Instead, we simply are understanding this concept exists, that if I'm deeply happy today, and where I'm applying the talent, and because of what I do, when people around me are also getting happiness, that means we are absolutely are in our purpose. A mother's purpose is to raise her children to be the finest human beings. Children find so much joy around the mother, when the mother gives time. That's a purpose. It is difficult to accept, but we all went into career-oriented. But when we have children, giving maximum time to the child is the purpose of the mother. Many may not like this statement, but that's what it is, though. Aligning to the current purpose, the three ways, dear friends. Listening to our heart and voice. Listening to our voice. Second, do something when things are not clear, not able to figure out, we don't know what to do. Do something. Third, do meditation service for a few weeks to months. One, when you are deeply aligned to voice and purpose is becoming clear, and jumping in to do something when you're not clear, when you have multiple things to do something, go on, experiment. And the third is, and even better, is to take up meditation service. It always seems to give clarity to people. Listen to your inner voice. We know it today. Ritupanaji mentioned that now suddenly after 40 days, now as she's completing this program, she started having this vision that I know what to do. I recognize the blocks and I know what to do. She's finding back a vision of probably establishing some institute or something. And then she knows also what to do. Meditation, regular meditation, is slowly stripping off unwanted layers of clutter and chaos in our minds. There are many, many mind desires. Oh, I need to go to United States and then be there because many of our friends are there. Oh, it's fancy. Oh, they're doing all of this beautiful service. They're part of this Lions Club. I also should go and join Lions Club because they are there. We don't even know why we're doing many things. Many of those drop, dear friends. We simply go there because you're being part of the Lions Club, being by the Rotarians. They're always meeting, they recognize people. And so when you're standing up there, recognition, there is ego self there that is happily being nurtured. Maybe that's what we get attracted to. Don't know why we're going for service. Many times people go for that. And so their politics played. You go for service, you play politics. And if we didn't get recognition, you don't want to do work anymore because we didn't know why we went for. But meditation drops all of that unwanted, that desire-based actions. It strips off those mind desires, instead slowly helps us to connect our intuition, gives those visions. Like in my case, when I was completing my acquisition, for a period of 3 weeks, I was listening because suddenly, as I was driving from one place to another in one of the meetings, at the end of the meetings, Suddenly this information started downloading. Chandra, why do you want this inner voice clearly? Why do you want to leave IBM as you're getting acquired? Your company is getting acquired. Why do you want to leave? Be there. I was surprised, where is this voice coming from? But that message was coming to me. I started paying attention to it closely. And then you listen to it again and again and again, and slowly it builds up. 2022, 3 months of that year, that voice, and then you meet people that time. I was meeting people in 22, last 3 months. Sai was saying, Chandra, I feel like I have to start this company about building technology. Of course, that voice was there. It's time for you to start this meditation app company. Rakesh was there, wanting to start and then venturing. He was there in front doing a trustee role, gave up his job, but then he was found his new calling, doing the service. But he's also becoming and wanting, is expressing that he needs to really start. And some people that I met in the United States said that we need to have something because it's so difficult for time zone. All these are messages that you're listening to the voice, giving you the guidance that it's a time for you to take on the next initiative. And so then we started our company, Quantum Coherence Technologies, to build that app technology. So the inner voice is there. I knew about this starting a meditation app company just when I was coming out of IBM. I knew then it's not that new idea, it is there. It is just that the right timing was required. It was not the purpose then to start it. Instead, it delayed it, deferred it for 3 years. But the dream was there, spoken to many people that time itself that we want to do this. Lawrence had discussed this long before. In 2015, when we were doing this in IBM, when we're spreading meditation IBM, that's when we're talking about a company like this to build a meditation app that spreads Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. But the purpose that we felt is now, and the timing was now towards end of 22, and that's how it started. So meditation, dear friends, is giving, listen to yourself. When you're brushing your teeth, when you wake up in the morning, don't be busy with yourself, empty yourself more. And then pay close attention. What is it that I'm guided to? When you go into a place like Pyramid Valley, spending time of 2-3 days for yourself, sure enough, information will come. In these 40 days, a lot of times people are getting their clarity. Many people come to advanced meditation retreat. They get their clarity. Many have gone back and said, I have clarity of what to do next. Because you will align to your purpose when you take sufficient amount of time to just listening to your voice, inner voice. These retreats are great. I can tell you, they're great. One of the retreats that I did with Dr. Joe Dispenza strengthened my belief towards starting foundation. That was in Jan 2020. Deeply. It caused a huge shift to me when I did that retreat, a long retreat, a week-long retreat. So I highly encourage for people to take on these if you are looking for what to do next. You're looking for clarity. The second thing, dear friends, is when we don't have clarity and then we are not in a position to take on too much of meditation or whatever reason. But here is a way. George Bernard Shaw said, a life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable and more useful than spent doing nothing. So rather than not doing anything because I don't know where to do, and then just being in the same old job or same old thing, in the same old relationship without even having any joy, in the same old place, just carrying life, saying, do something. All have many ideas, so do something. Don't wait for the purpose to be understood. Jump in and do something. You want to do business? Take on, but you don't have enough courage to do business. You want to start your venture, you don't have courage. You want to always dedicate 3 days of time for doing that service work, but you're generally worried that will you be able to manage what you're doing and that. Jump in to do. Take a small task of it and then see if you enjoy doing it. Go out of comfort zone and then do that thing. It's called going into the flow. I'll ask my team to send a link to one of the previous master classes where we talked in detail about this concept of trying something new. Today we are out of time. Trying something new. From the past masterclass of the 40-day program, you'll understand this beautifully. But then do something new that will help to align to a purpose, because you will know, this is by elimination. Is it the right thing for me or not? If you are finding in something, when you take up something and if you go into the flow, that means you lose yourself, time and space. And so then you found your purpose, and that is the one to do. But it's going to be as simple as a music practice. You're always loud. Take one song to practice it. And then you're enjoying it. You do everything by yourself, enjoy it. That means you're going to enjoy a lot, and then going and then furthering your music practice, maybe more professionally also. The third thing, dear friends, is we're saying do meditation service. Meditation service means spreading the wisdom of oneness and unlimitedness of ourselves. You're spreading oneness, that we're all connected, we're all one, we're not separate. Meditation service means that we are unlimited. There's no limit to what you can experience life. I couldn't think of myself doing, this rally, a lot of us together, and doing this beautiful conference in Delhi. It will pave the way for something more beautiful for future. I couldn't think ever of doing anything like this, but for this meditation that expands your consciousness significantly, that I call unlimitedness. You do more. We are here to experience as consciousness, so there is unlimitedness in each of us, and there is oneness in each of us. So it's a beauty is to experience that unlimitedness while we are connected to each other, minimizing consequence to each other. That's what meditation service means, dear friends. So when we are doing this, when we are participating in this activity, not material service, that's very, very limited. Giving material comfort, physically give it to people around you. But then if you use a unique talent in service of others, and if we do this meditation service, then it seems to always help people slowly find and align. We've seen many people come and then do the service, and then they only to land their dream job, land their dream education degree where they pursue that, only to go and then find that I need to start in the new company. They'll find the strength and don't do it. The taking of that service is helping. When we feel we don't know what to do, it's a great way to take up service and be sincere about it. And then automatically it is moving us to align to what is the right thing for us. We've seen it again and again, dear friends. So then purpose, then I'd like to summarize that is applying your unique talent at any given time in service of others. And we utilize these three various tools. Meditation is a great way to listen and develop our inner voice, and automatically we align to it. Where we don't have clarity, we jump in and do something. And where we don't have clarity, we also take up meditation service. And automatically we guided ourselves towards a purpose. Thank you very much for listening in. Let me ask Sonalji to see if how conclude this session of purpose with respect to your life.
Thank you, Chandra sir, for such a beautiful session. Beautifully to know, what your purpose is and how it changes. And for sure, the meditation has definitely given me clarity to know who I am, what I have been doing so far, and what's next. In other words, life just happens, right? Subconsciously, unconsciously. But with meditation, with regular practice that I have been doing with you and with this program, for sure, I'm consciously now designing my life to see what's next. And so for my purpose at this time is to unwind all the stuff that I have, that the reason I need to unwind is because it's not serving me anymore. And whatever I needed to learn, the benefits, the lessons, everything came, and I'm embracing all of it now. And without me doing anything, just by doing regular meditation and being connected to this platform here, I realized that I'm evolving to something more beautiful, more precious, and miraculous. And I feel that every single day in the meditation. So thank you.
Thank you, Sonalji. It's having that hope that I am in the right direction, to know what I'm going to soon, is sufficient. That's what meditation does. First thing is to remove the clutter and gives an understanding that, yes, this seems like it's going to unfold my life inappropriately. It's bound to happen. You already caught on to meditation service. You're doing it beautifully. You're already doing, as soon as you came into this, you understood that, yes, I must spread this. So you're already experimenting. That small thing that you did, you went and distributed books in the downtown area of St. Louis. A small act, you're experimenting. What kind of service I must do? Now you're thinking of introducing meditation sessions in your workplace. These are experiments that we do to see what is that really resonates with me, thinking of teaching in Gujarati. These are all experiments we do to figure out, where do I oscillate? What is the right thing for me? You're doing all three. You're meditating, you're experimenting, and you're doing meditation service. You're going to land into something beautiful. Doesn't matter. We don't have to land into something beautiful. We're already enjoying today in the way I am. Then you're living your purpose. We said this again. If you're deeply satisfied every day, look back. My yesterday was great. That's all it is. My last 3 months are super. That's all it is. I've just had the best time of my life in the last 6 months. Beautiful. If we can answer that question, then I say with a beautiful, strong sense of that deep satisfaction for me, that I had the most satisfying 25 years of the last. It's like that. So thank you for sharing that. So dear friends, so thank you very much. First time took a masterclass till 8 o'clock. I'm going to make this 2-hour sessions or something. We'll see you all tomorrow. Kaliaji, any observations from you?
Really, thanks a lot. I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Thanks a lot. Today's thing combined with your own personal learning regarding the purpose of life, beautifully straight way, very, very clear, and really appealing to the heart. And I would like to convey my gratitude also for the you have which you have done. I tried it yesterday. Something fantastic, beautifully made. I heartily gratitude to all the team, those who made it. It's so convenient, and at the same time, if one misses out one particular session due to some reason, at any, one can take it up subsequently and go through your discourses and clarify that and understanding and clarity can be. Thank you so much for bringing out this beautiful. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you. Jayashree, madam, any announcements before I conclude?
Yes, sir. Yes, friends. Monday and Wednesday is our Inspired Book Club. So please do join the session. We conduct it in 2 batches. First batch is 8:15 to 9:15 a.m. IST, and the batch 2 will be on in 8 to 9 p.m. IST. So yes, and tomorrow we'll have some youth members sharings, and we have a book release also. So please do join. Don't miss these sessions. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's it.
Thank you. Awesome. Since we are at 8 anyway, final break. Before that, let me take a couple of more things from Manivananji.
Yes, very great topic today. It is really wonderful. Every time is grounded, and more goes in deep. This 3.5 years, lot of good things has happened. And everyone, all the masters, yesterday Ratanavel has handled very, very fantastically. There was one long debate question going on. Even I can found at time you cut short, but Ratanavel has took, see that Barua is fully satisfied. Very patiently had done. Every day it is, all are getting clear, and it is really a fantastic job. Okay, all are very, very great. Very fantastic. I can personally, we found lot of changes, lot of good things happened before meditation and after meditation. Nice to see our Himalayan Jayshree here. In Dubai or here?
Bye, sir.
Oh, great, Jayshree. Very, very
Yes.
fantastic to see you after. We were expecting you in Delhi. Anyhow, nice. When you come next time, we will.
Yes,
Yesterday
sure.
happened, very happy to see Karthikeyan ji in our roots, Ramsamy Sir's house. There was a ceremony. OAB and all, we were meeting there in Coimbatore yesterday. Karthikeyan sir is here, Coimbatore, for some more time.
Okay, sir.
You are also in Dubai,
Right.
sir, Sandraji?
No, I'm here in Bali.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Every day is fantastic, and this service, yes, this topic is really good. Hats up to all.
We all need to move into a purpose, sir. Sridevi, madam.
My
How is-
humble
how is-
gratitude, sir, for
How are you
this all
navigating
Buddha
yourself
Siva
into
Masters
purpose?
purpose. You answered a great question. I had this for a long time. In our coach program, one day I didn't have, we didn't have time to go over this one. I had this question: is my purpose going to change from time to time, or And I actually joined late today, but right at that point, while you're explaining about how you were narrating your story, how it changed so many times. So I don't know. For me, the way I think, if I don't have regrets, at that time, something bothering back of my mind at the time of, what I'm going through, whether in work or personal life, I'm already living my purpose, That's what happy, and I'm loving what I'm doing. I used to always question, is this my purpose? Or is there something higher? How do I know all of these questions? Today really a lot of dots were connected.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
If I didn't confuse more, then I've done my job.
No, this is the biggest question I have, and I was trying to, connect the dots. I was able to connect some of the dots.
Okay,
So,
that's great.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If I confused you more, then I would have done my job even better.
Maybe, I have to ponder over that more, actually. For now, it seems like it answered some of the dots. Maybe I have more, which,
Thank you. Thank you, dear friends. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody gets a heart. Everybody gets a soul.
Thank you, friends and masters. See you all tomorrow.